Today we're in California to visit the fourth oldest active ballpark in America. Can you guess which one it is? Stay tuned to find out. If you guessed Dodger Stadium, you're close, but that's not it. Dodger Stadium is actually the third oldest active ballpark in America that opened in 1962. Hey, Matt.
Yes, Joyce.
Do you know the first two?
So I would first guess Fenway, which we're actually going to see later on this year. And the other one I would have to guess would be Wrigley Field in Chicago. Although I don't know why anybody would want to go to that stadium. Go Sox.
First off, I think you meant to say go Cubs, not go Sox. We know who the better ball team is. And yes, folks, we are house divided. Matt and his family are White Sox fans, and I am a Chicago Cubs fan. It's okay, we can still all get along. But Matt is right. Fenway is the oldest ballpark. It opened in 1912, and Wrigley is the second oldest, which opened in 1914. But today we're at the fourth oldest ballpark, Angel Stadium, here in Anaheim, California.
Behind me is the first ballpark that we're doing in our series. Super excited for it. Joyce and I have gone to 8 Major League Baseball stadiums and ballparks since we've been dating and during our relationship together. It's one of the things that we enjoy doing. We hope to kind of share that experience with everybody, and super excited to have you guys come along with us for the ride.
So the history of this stadium and this whole team's franchise is actually pretty interesting. And did you know they were once owned by Disney? Let's go explore.
So as we do a little walk around the stadium, let's talk about the team name. The name of this team actually goes way back to 1903 when the earlier Angels franchise was part of the Pacific Coast League. While the current team has no affiliation with the PCL team, the first owner of the Angels franchise we know today really wanted to keep the name of the Los Angeles Angels when he purchased the team in 1961. And do you know who that first owner was? Well, initially Hall of Famer Hank Greenberg was on track to be the team's first owner, but ultimately it ended up being the singing cowboy himself. That's right, the first owner was Gene Autry. So Autry had a small hurdle acquiring the naming rights for the team because a guy named Walter O'Malley still owned the rights at the time. You see, in 1957, O'Malley was the owner of the Brooklyn Dodgers and wanted to bring the team to California. So he purchased from the Wrigley family the Angels PCL team and the stadium where they were playing, which was called Wrigley Field, not to be confused with Wrigley Field in Chicago, although it was the same Wrigley family who owned the Chicago Cubs. O'Malley only kept the Angels team for a year, though, and ultimately moved them to Spokane, Washington, when he was given the exclusive rights to operate a Major League ball team in Los Angeles, which he used to relocate the Dodgers. In addition to keeping the Angels name, he also kept the prior Angels logo, which was the interlocking L and A design, which the Dodgers are known for today. He changed the colors from red, white, and blue to just blue and white. So now that Autry had the team, they needed a place to play. The Angels played their 1961 inaugural season back at Wrigley Field in Los Angeles. Then, under the terms of the agreement with O'Malley, they played in Dodger Stadium until the 1965 season, when the need for their own stadium became more evident. Finding a new stadium wasn't easy, however. Autry couldn't get a stadium in Los Angeles, but was offered a deal with the city of Long Beach. He declined, though, because they wanted the team to be renamed the Long Beach Angels. Autry was soon able to strike a deal with the city of Anaheim, though, and construction started on the Anaheim Stadium. With preparations in place for the new stadium, the team announced that they were changing their name from the Los Angeles Angels to the California Angels, making them the second major league team at the time with a name after the entire state. The first was the Minnesota Twins. The Anaheim Stadium opened on April 9, 1966. It had a seating capacity of just over 43,000 seats and was unofficially nicknamed the Big A, after this 230-foot tall Big A scoreboard, which you can see here, although it did stand in left field at the time. During a renovation which allowed the Los Angeles Rams football team to use the stadium, the Big A was moved 1,300 feet from its left foot location to its present site in the parking lot. Today, the 210-ton sign gets illuminated when the Angels win, and you'll often hear announcers say, "Light that baby up," after a victory. Hopefully we'll be able to hear him say that today.
Hey Matt, how big do you think that hat is?
So my hat size is a standard straight 7. I'm going to guess that one behind me is about a 7,432.
Ooh,
Close.
that's pretty big. I think I see a tag in there. Let's go see what size it is. Let's see, there's the tag. 649 and a half.
Ooh, just a bit off.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Leave it to Disney to build the largest hat known to man.
So the ballpark does have basic security and bag policies, such as you are required to go through the metal detectors. Purses and bags are to be 12 by 12 with a single zipper closure or flap, or clear bags with no obscured interior pockets that do not exceed 12 and 3/4 by 6.5 by 12 and 3/4 inches. Outside food is allowed, but must be contained in a clear plastic bag no larger than 1 gallon in size. Guests may also bring a factory-sealed clear plastic bottle of water or sports drink no larger than 1 liter. Alcohol consumption in the parking lot is illegal, even though tailgating is permitted, which is very, very strange.
That's kind of neat. A lot of game-used baseballs. Oh wow, there's one from Mickey Mantle. Almost $3,000. Got Nolan Ryan. He's only $469. I feel like he should be worth more.
So these are game issued and sometimes worn jerseys that they had special for the Salute to Jackie Robinson Day. These are going for $300 a piece. They all have just the number 42, no names. That was the jerseys they wore this year on the field.
Our seats today are in section 208, which is just up this escalator. We got our beers. Got the Golden Road Mango Cart. It's Golden Road, right?
Yes, Golden Road Brewery. It's a local one. This is a mango wheat. Cheers.
And now we're gonna go find our seats.
Play ball.
For the land of the free and the hope of the brave. Please let's hear it for time spent. Just come over to your locations throughout the ballpark. Visit Lefty and the ballpark now. Your bigger food here at Big
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout!
One of their superstars. Big bat. Batting 289 currently. Angel center fielder.
So if you remember at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that this team was once owned by Disney. Disney was a minority owner of the team since its inception, but didn't take control of the team until 1996. Under their ownership, the Angels Stadium underwent about $100 million in renovations. Disney converted the stadium back to a baseball-only facility, adding outfield bleachers, and opened back up the views of the local mountains beyond the ballpark. They also added the plaza we saw earlier outside of the park, which included the new home plate entrance and the giant Angels hats. The most notable features of the renovation, however, became known as the California Spectacular, where geysers erupt and streams flow down this giant faux rock mountainside. And if you look closely, there's a large A lying on its side. From the front, the top of the A is pointed to the right, but from behind, you can see that it's pointed to the left. And it also looks like another A is standing straight up. So we'll call this a hidden A instead of a hidden Mickey.
So just a quick question. I was wondering, do you suppose there's any trout in here?
Here all day, folks. Here all day.
Should we walk in the team store and see what they have?
Looks like I found my new hat. What do you think?
Oh boy. Can't take you anywhere, can I?
Comment below. So here we have our helmet nachos from Angels Stadium. I'll comment, looks amazing, very full of toppings, really good. But the reason why we do this, every ballpark we go to, we try to find the helmet nachos. Most of them have it. It's a fun little souvenir. What we'll do is on the back inside of the lip of the hat, we will write down the score, some memory that we may have about that particular game. This one, spending time in California here with my uncle. And yeah, it's just something fun that we like to do.
So he took scissors and cut up like half the team's jerseys, and they were like, yeah, we're not going to play you.
Yeah, so we threw this ballpark in on our trip to Disneyland. It was pretty easy to get here. We actually were straight down Catella Avenue, which was the main road taking you right here to the stadium. So we just hopped in an Uber. It was like $8 to get here, so not bad. And they had some other options. There was a free bus to be able to get here called the ART Network, ART. It seemed maybe a little complicated when to look at the map, to be honest. So we just decided Uber was easier since we weren't so far away. So as we're heading back to our Uber pickup, we just thought we'd share a couple of final departing thoughts that we had on the stadium. Unfortunately, like we said, we didn't get a whole lot of time to get here early to check it out, but I thought it was a really nice ballpark. What did you think?
Yeah, it seems really close to the action. Like we had upper row on the lower deck, but still very close to the action. That was cool. I will comment on the helmet nachos that we get. It was stacked high, which was
there were so
impressive.
many nachos in there. There's no way you could eat them all.
It's a good snack to start the day, and that's really all you would need. Yeah, the water feature out in center field was cool.
That was cool.
Reasonably priced souvenirs. We went into one of the stands, and they had $10 hats, $10 T-shirts. Very affordable for families. That's something you don't often see in ballparks.
Yeah, speaking of affordability, actually, when I was researching tickets here, some of the upper level seats could start as low as like $10 a ticket for some games. So I don't know, if that's how that works, if it's like a special time of the season or what, but I have seen those prices. So I thought it was very reasonable, especially for a major league ballpark, to be able to bring a whole family pretty inexpensively and still have decent seats. I mean, we didn't go up there to the top level, but they looked like they were still decent seats. Like I didn't feel like there was a bad seat that was here.
Hey gang, so that wraps up our inaugural ballpark video. Had a good time today. Decent weather, a little chilly, but still sunny. Very good out. It's a good game. Angels lost in the 9th, one-run game, so that's a little disappointing.
They did come back, though.
Yep, it was a strong finish. Otane had a home run at the end there, which I think Joyce captured on film, so hopefully we can display that here in the video. Really excited about this series, guys. It's going to be, I think, a fun exploration of a nation's pastime. We've got Boston coming up this year. Coming up sooner is Detroit in a few weeks, so we're looking forward to that one. All ballparks we have not been to previously. Just looking forward to exploring and having these adventures with you. If you like what you see, click on that subscribe button, ring that bell, and comment below if you think of any other ballparks we need to catch this year.
Until next time,
Play ball!